Khairo's WWE News and Rumors has shown you another video, and this time, guys, it's the Raw August 1st, 2016 review, guys. So I'm going to take you through what I think, my opinions of it, and what actually happened step by step. This is going to be about 10 minutes, so just prepare to watch it, guys. So let's get straight into it. Raw was absolutely amazing tonight. It wasn't as good as last week, as I'm sure we will all speculate, because last week was one of the best shows in the past 6 years, guys. It was excellent. But so I'm just gonna take you. I would rate it a good 7 stars, 7 out of 10. I would rate Raw. Let's get right into it. The first 20 minutes was absolutely brilliant. It was an absolutely brilliant segment between Sasha Banks, Enzo Amore, Charlotte, and Chris Jericho. First of all, it started with Sasha Banks and Charlotte having a verbal war of words, saying how Charlotte in the match, she said that Sasha will never beat her, and she tapped out moments later. That doesn't make any sense. Just mind dazzling. That doesn't make any sense at all, guys. And the fans were saying, "You tapped out, you tapped," and then Sasha Banks repeated it, so Charlotte was getting rude. Yeah. They were mouthing off at each other about how they're the best, and then Charlotte said that it was a fluke. Sasha then disrespected Charlotte by using Ric Flair. So then Chris Jericho came out and told everyone, "Be quiet." He just kept saying shush repeatedly, and shut up, and got in the boss's face and asked how is she a boss, and he told her that she is a boss of stupid idiots. It's just too far. Chris Jericho and Enzo Amore really made up this segment, but normally Chris Jericho is a comedian. Chris Jericho is funny. I'm loving this heel run by him, guys. And how is she a boss? And does the woman's title means that she can disrespect a royal woman like Charlotte? He called Charlotte royal. Am I thinking correctly? Enzo Amore then came out and hyped up the crowd, but he went out without a big cast. He was making funny jokes about Chris Jericho, and he was flirting with Sasha Banks. Whilst he was, Chris Jericho and Charlotte were just laughing. Then he kept saying, both of them kept saying, "How are you doing? Huh? How are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah, I'm sure we all get it. Mick Foley then came out and announced it would be the first mixed gender tag team match on the new Raw. The team of Charlotte and Chris Jericho will face the women's champions Sasha Banks and Enzo Amore, and it was started right now after the commercial break. It was a very good match, about 10 to 15 minutes long. When Sasha had the upper hand on Charlotte, she was about to do the Banks statement before Dana Brooke came out and distracted Sasha Banks. She then received a good slap from Sasha Banks. Chris Jericho got a slap by Sasha Banks, but Enzo Amore was taken out. So then Charlotte took advantage of the distraction and did natural selection to pick up the victory for herself and Chris Jericho. After the match, Chris Jericho gave Amore a code breaker and assaulted him. Big Cass put a stop to it as he came out to the ring, and Jericho wisely left the ring. But guys, Kevin Owens was on commentary. Yes, Kevin Owens was on commentary. This is mind dazzling. Kevin Owens did not have a match, and he was commentating the match. I don't understand. Kevin Owens should be in the ring wrestling. He's a great star. I don't know why he was on commentary. Next, it was Braun Strowman, and again in another squash match against a local competitor named Evan Engerholt. Very similar to last week's squash match against James Ellsworth. Evan says he's only competing because he gets $1,000, and if he wins he gets $5,000, but we all know it's $1,000. Again, Byron Saxton was interviewing him as soon as Braun Strowman was making his way to the ring. Strowman hit a reverse chokeslam to win the match, guys. Vince McMahon is going to push this guy to the sky. He's doing good. I think he's doing really good in the ring. Backstage, Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley are seen talking, and Mark Henry appears and says he wants to reopen the Hall of Pain. Stephanie said she wanted to be a mentor, said that she wanted Mark Henry to be a mentor, but Henry said she is wrong. Henry said he has a lot left to give, and Foley agreed with him, so gave him a United States Championship opportunity against Rusev later on in the night, even though he did not deserve it. Next was a bit of a pointless match and just a joke, quite frankly. I was really disappointed by this match. This match will drop my Raw rating by a half. That's why I'm rating Raw 7. I would have rated Raw 7.5. It was just poor. It wasn't funny. It was just poor. The Golden Truth versus the Shining Stars. It was basically a 2-on-1 handicap match between Goldust and the Shining Stars, because R-Truth was just under up on the ring, on the apron, sorry, playing Pokemon Go whilst Goldust was fighting. Shining Stars won with a roll-up. Guys, I'm very, very disappointed by this. I don't think Goldust or R-Truth deserve this. It's a joke. It was just a waste of time. It was just a filler match. You lot could go use the bathroom. It was a toilet break. This was a toilet break. Then Seth Rollins and Finn Balor had a great segment, you lot. They had a great segment. It was very good. Seth Rollins obviously led this segment. Trust me, Seth Rollins led this segment by himself, because Finn Balor is new and he's not that good at promos. So Raw returns and Michael Cole was in the middle of the ring. Cole says last week was perhaps the greatest debut in the history of Monday Night Raw. Then welcomes Finn Balor to the ring. Okay, hold on. Balor enters the ring and says when he was drafted he knew he had to come to Raw and make an impact. That's about all that Balor got to say before Seth Rollins came out and interrupted him. And Seth Rollins was telling Balor how he was NXT champion, but Seth Rollins won it first and he was better, which is kind of true. He also said how he got to Raw first and he is better than Finn Balor, which is kind of right. He also said Finn Balor was in the first round of the draft pick, but Seth Rollins was the first draft pick overall, which is also right. So Seth Rollins might have done those things, but Finn Balor said he's going to give him his ASS and he's going to beat him to become the first ever Universal Championship. So he's just putting that in Seth Rollins' face. Seth Rollins tried to do a cheap shot, but Finn Balor hit him with a roundhouse kick and an overhead kick, guys, to end the segment. I think Finn Balor quite struggled with this segment, but he will improve over time. So next up was Mark Henry versus the United States champion Rusev for the United States title. It was a pretty highly predictable outcome and winner. It was a pointless match in my opinion. It was a decent match. It was just alright, and Rusev of course won with the accolade. I would expect Mark Henry to win the United States Championship. Then guys, after the match, Roman Reigns came out. He received the biggest cheers he's received in years. The crowd was over him. He's going to be in the mid-card. He is going after Rusev's United States Championship. He came out, went in the face of Rusev. Rusev got upset. He acted like he was going to walk away. Roman Reigns stood his ground. Then Rusev started attacking Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns pulled out a big jumping clothesline. He tried to do the Superman punch, but Rusev rolled out. So Roman Reigns did the Superman punch, jumped up the steel steps, and Superman punched Rusev. Great segment. Roman Reigns looked strong. He was wearing a new attire with red. That meant that he's going after the United States Championship. So that confirms at WrestleMania that it will be Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship. Great segment after. Former Primetime Players partners Titus O'Neil and Darren Young faced each other. Titus O'Neil dominated most of the matchup. He won with a roll-up whilst hooking Darren Young's tights, so he kind of cheated. Then there was a video that played that Titus O'Neil was taking the mick out of Darren Young. Guys, and backstage you will see Titus O'Neil got rude to Bob Backlund, and you know how Darren Young cares about Bob Backlund. He punched Titus O'Neil right in his face backstage for getting rude. I can sense a rivalry coming here. Trust me, I can sense a rivalry, guys. It looks like Titus O'Neil is turning heel. That's what it really looks like. Nia Jax again. This is a local competitor called Ariel Monroe. Nia, another squash match, basically the same as Braun Strowman, but for the women's division. She destroyed Ariel Monroe. Every offense that woman tried to do, Nia Jax just had something to shut it down. After the match, I think it was Byron Saxton that asked her, how does it feel to be on Monday Night Raw? Then Nia Jax, she did a big splash into the corner of Ariel Monroe, then told Byron Saxton to ask her how it feels, then left. Next, it was the Club versus the New Day. Xavier Woods was sent backstage, as there's a rule it will only be a 2-on-2 match. One member of the New Day would have to go back. Very quick match, and Big E rolls up Carl Anderson for the win. The club viciously assaulted the New Day after the match. Xavier Woods came out and tried to help and got destroyed. It was a very great angle. I will give it 9 out of 10 after the match. The club have been they're going to be taken seriously now, and I think it's time for New Day to drop the titles to the club now at SummerSlam. They've had their run. They've become the longest tag team. It's gonna get boring. So just drop the championships and do something else after with them. Backstage, a doctor checks up on Biggie and Michael Cole hopes for a medical update before Raw goes off air. Next, it was Cesaro that faced Sheamus in a great collision, a demolition match in which Cesaro won with a crazy counter to the tilt-a-whirl into a neutralizer, which was amazing. Then after that, security had to break up Cesaro and Sheamus because they were all over each other, guys. So hold on, hold on, guys. Sorry. So as I was saying, I think that match was very, very good. It was a very good match, in my opinion, very good. So then after that, they were sent backstage. Tom Phillips is backstage with Y2J. He asked Chris Jericho if he feels like a marked man based on what happened earlier with Enzo and Cass. Chris Jericho says he isn't a marked man. He says he took care of his business with Enzo one-on-one when his big dumb friend came down. Jericho mocks him by saying they're like a big dog and a little one. And Jericho said he has a partner for himself. Phillips asks who, to which the fans shout who like the New Day. Jericho plays on it and asks who again. Jericho replies with Jim ... and Marvin. He clearly doesn't have a partner, but Kevin Owens appears and says not to worry, he has Y2J's back. Jericho says that's what he meant in the first place, then calls Phillips an idiot and walks off. Guys, next it was the last match of the night. It was Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins in an amazing bout. It was an amazing match, guys. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, they showcased all of their moves and skills. Amazing match, pretty impressive, in which Seth Rollins won clean. He pedigreed him, no interference, no outside interference, no tricks. Pinned him clean, Sami Zayn, 1, 2, 3 after the pedigree. But what I'm saying is that Seth Rollins has a great match with anybody on the roster. So why did Sami Zayn have to lose to Seth Rollins? It's kind of pointless that Sami Zayn beat Kevin Owens at Battleground, because after that he's lost to Fatal 4, then he's lost to Seth Rollins. We could have got someone else to lose to Seth Rollins and let Sami Zayn win a match. So guys, this is the big segment everyone was waiting for, basically the main event. This is what everyone wanted to watch Raw for. And that's why they Raw put it at the end, very smart, so people could tune in and have to watch the show, guys. It was Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman came to the ring and introduced his client. Heyman reminds us of Orton's accolades and the deadliness of the RKO. Guys, it was absolutely brilliant. Heyman cut off a brilliant promo saying why people should watch the match, because there's been no build up to the match. Heyman did very good to promote this match as usual. It was very skillful. However, Heyman goes on to says Orton will never hit an RKO on Lesnar. Right before Orton comes out of nowhere and delivers an RKO to Brock Lesnar. Guys, I hardly saw the RKO. It was truly hashtag out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere, guys. Straight to it. The blink of an eye. RKO. As soon as Paul Heyman said that, then Randy Orton had to leave. He ran out. WWE security came out, and Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon came out. Randy Orton went over into the crowd and started celebrating and taunting. Brock Lesnar did not look happy at all. He did not look happy, guys. He did not look happy, as I was saying. And I like the way how they're trying to say that Raw superstars are not allowed on SmackDown. They're different. They do not want any SmackDown superstars, on Raw. Randy Orton, they made it seem as if it was an invasion, as if Randy Orton wasn't seen to be there. And that's how I love it, guys. Raw, I would give Raw a good 7 out of 10. I think that segment between that match between the Shining Stars and the Golden Truth definitely pulled it down. It being 7.5. But it was a very strong show. It was entertaining. Obviously, it wasn't better than last week's. So it was a very, very hard show to beat, guys. And I will be bringing out the WWE SmackDown preview later on today, so stay tuned. I'll be doing that review tomorrow. So that's it for this week's Raw, guys and girls. Be sure to come back tomorrow night for Tuesday Night SmackDown and the Renaissance of Dolph Ziggler. Until then, it's goodbye.